Well, hello there, everyone. Um, 11 o'clock on a beautiful Tuesday morning. And this recording is, well, it's not a recording now, but it will be. It's part of a series of webinars that I do on a monthly basis or more often when possible. Those of you who are live with us, thanks for joining. There's going to be an opportunity to watch this recording as well later on our YouTube channel. Keep in mind, please, that I talk very fast because I want to try to cover as much information as possible. We only have half hour to cover a lot of data, a lot of points that I want to make and information I want to share with you. And I tend to talk very fast. And that's why we have a recording and the transcription also. So hopefully everything will be useful for you and you can go back and watch it and take it slower on the replay. So my name is Beits. I'm the managing partner and founder of Legal Technology Solutions and Gallop Technology Group. I love doing what I do. We have an amazing small team of professionals, and we service clients, mostly compliance-based type of businesses around the country. We've been doing it for 21 years, and this is as much sales as you're gonna hear from me. So without further ado, let's jump on to the topic over here. Microsoft Teams. There is a lot that can be done with Teams, and I promise you some basic information, but we need to start with some assumptions over here. Let me stop sharing for a second so we have a little bit more focus here. So the first thing is we have to assume at this point that you have Microsoft Teams and it's configured to allow external communication and sharing. By default, it might not. And if it's not, then some of the stuff I'm going to show you today might not work. So you want to talk to your IT company, your IT team, and get them to enable at least some of the traffic to be externally available. Another assumption is that you have no major restrictions by your IT security team because a lot of the features here can be locked and a lot of stuff can be prevented from people to do stuff. So you'll see some examples that might not work for you because of that. And another assumption that we're going to make is that you have the ability to make changes to your Microsoft Teams as if you're the administrator, because some of the add-ons and some of the features might require administrative rights to enable. So again, it's all about the permissions over here. So the first thing we're going to go over is the, let me share again. The first thing we're going to go over is our navigation. So this is the main Teams application, and you need to understand a couple things. This is the installed version, and this means that it is a program that's downloaded on my computer, but there's also the web version. So if you go to teams.microsoft.com, you will see pretty much exactly the same minus some features plus some other options. We're going to stick to the desktop edition, which is what most people have installed. Journey, Lonita, can you give me a thumb up, please? Make sure that everybody can hear me, because I had some microphone issues a couple of days ago. I think we are good. Thank you very much. So on the left over here, we have our little applications. We're going to talk about those. On this area here, we have the me part, like stuff that is related to me specifically as a user. And over here on the right, it's usually the we part, like stuff that you're communicating with other people. This is the basics of it. Of course, you're going to see that as we switch between chats, Teams, and others, the toolbar on the top over here, the bar on the top will be changing. And there's going to be some different shortcuts over here that we can adjust, and we're going to talk about that as well. We're going to be looking at some activities and filters. So for example, this is important when you're on chat or Teams. We're going to go over those soon, but you can filter some views over here, and you can filter by name or look at unread messages or chats or meetings. Another thing we can do is click on the three dots over here and mark everything as read if you want to kind of start from scratch. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually create a new chat. Actually, no, let's wait for that. I want to make sure that we're going over Teams, channels, and chats. So Microsoft Teams have teams, obviously, and every team is something that you can create or be invited to. We have over here a team that we create, LTS Secure Team. We have an external team that's where BizDev and SharePoint Project, another external one. If you want to create a team, we're going to do it from up here. But before we do that, we need to understand what teams are. So teams are a building, basically. And every building that you create can have multiple floors. Okay, each one of those is a floor. So imagine this is your building for your business or for one of your businesses. And this is going to be the floor where the HR team is working off of. And this is the floor where the accounting team is working on. And this is the floor where all your guests are coming to. And this is the floor where the management is sitting on. You can divide it this way. There's many ways to break down teams, but this is just the basics. And I like to use the building floors. And then when you're inside a floor, you can create rooms. It's not the same as the Zoom and team rooms, but just virtual rooms as if you're talking to a small team of people in your department. So let's do it this way. Let's create a team over here. I'm going to click on the plus sign and I'm going to click create a team. If you have a join code, you can join a team with a code, but create a team over here. We're going to give it a name. We're going to call it, how do you want to call it? Let's call it law firm XYZ. XYZ. Perfect. And this is going to be an option between a private or public. Private means that people need permission to join. Public, anybody that has an email address in your organization that matches your own email address at galloptechgroup.com, for example, will be allowed in. I'm going to create a public one for this matter. And we can name, back in the days, the first channel that was created automatically used to be called General. Now Microsoft realized that it's stupid, so they allow us to call the first channel over here, and that's going to be like the floor. We're going to call it, for example, HR. And let's create. So takes a few seconds, and here we are, law firm XYZ and the HR channel. Now we're going to add another channel over here, add channel, and we're going to call it accounting or finance or whatever it is. What type of channel is it? Is it standard channel? Anyone that is on the team already has access, or is it shared one, or is it private? Let's call it private because accounting is kind of private, and I'm going to click create. So now that we have two floors, you can see that little I'm going to skip adding members right now. You can see there's a little lock over here, and that means that they created a private channel. Inside the channel, I told you there is rooms. So rooms are going to be the posts. So right now, let's say I'm going to add people to the channel. I'm going to manage channel. And no, I'm lying, sorry. I'm going to invite people from here. Add members. Now, keep in mind that we haven't added any members to the law firm XYZ team, so that's why I cannot choose people to the channel itself. But let's add, for example, Lonita, and we're going to add Journey, and we're going to add Robert. We just added them. And now you can see on the right side over here, which is, by the way, a viewable if you click on this little button here, channel details, or Alt-P like Paul. And now I can start a post. A post is going to have a subject, and it's kind of like the sign on the door. And then we're going to call it new hire issues. And we're going to start collaborating over here. So anything I'm going to write over here, need to create checklist for new hire. We're going to start brainstorming. Let's add some bullet points over here. Collect info, create account with Insperity, our HR and payroll company, and blah, blah, blah. Now I'm going to post it. And this is a discussion topic. This is one kind of conference room in our floor. And I can create another post over here, and that's going to be let's call it HR I don't know, issues related to performance. And how do we create KPI, for example, whatever it is that you want to post. Now, as opposed to a chat that we're used to or emails, we don't want to come and create a post for every time we want to reply to a post. So you're going to reply to posts from up here. I'm going to reply here and I'm going to say at Lonida. So she's going to be tagged over here. Can you help with this? And now she's tagged. And Journey, can you please tag me on a message on there real quick? And I want to show you guys what happens when somebody tags you on a post or anywhere on Teams. So there's going to be the ability over here to filter anything that you are mentioned on. We're going to get to that in a moment. If Journey is there, there you go. Do you see all those ones over here? So I can click, I can see that HR, there's one. That means that there's one mention for me. I can filter it again. I went up to here to filter and mentions. And here is a short list of everything that I'm mentioned, everywhere that I mentioned. I'm going to click on that. And Journey said, at Beits, it tagged me, Lonida is on a call. Perfect. So we figured out now that teams are created by you. You can create channels and every channel has posts. Another important part is the files and the notes and other things we can add over here. So really fast, I'm going to go to the file section. I'm going to show you there's really no files that were attached yet over here. So we can do a few things. We can upload a file. We can create a new file from here. And let's create a new Word document. And that's going to be HR issues to resolve. New Word document. And it opened up on my web browser over here. And there are settings, by the way, I'm going to show you. Actually, I'm going to show you now. If you go to settings, hold on. Hopefully I can do that when I'm in a meeting with everybody here. Three dots over here, settings. There's a bunch of settings over here. One of them is the files and links, and we can set it up that every time you create or download a document, it's going to go to a specific place. And when you open a file, for example, I created a Word document and opened it, you can check it to go to open it on the desktop application within Teams itself or on a web browser. So that's just one of the settings over there that most people don't know. Now, I'm going to go back over here to files, and here is the document. And I'm going to now do this. I'm going to click on this button over here. And that's the share button. I'm going to share it with Journey again. I'm just typing Journey. And please help review this. Or whatever I want to do. I can send it from him. I can copy the link to this document. I can change permissions that anybody, some people can edit, expiration date for the share. I'm simply just going to share it with Journey because what I want to show you is the live work that we can do on this document. So let me open back the web browser over here. And this is my note. Journey, if you can please open the document as well. I'm going to type things here. And as soon as Journey jumps on it, you will see a couple of things. You're going to see his little emblem, his little circle name comes up over here with this picture, showing me that he's also on this document. And as he starts typing things over here, you will be able to see him typing and I'm typing. So that's real-time collaboration. And we're not going to talk about word collaboration right now, but here is Journey showing over here. And you can see his cursor is over here. And he's going to start typing some stuff and we can co-edit spreadsheets or whatever it is, all from creating that that document in Teams. Now, I can open the document, I can share it, I can do a lot of things, but one of the nice things is that these documents are now part of a new SharePoint website. Teams and SharePoint are interchanged, basically. They're combined together. They're built on the same kind of platform. So there is a new SharePoint website that was created in the back end that's called Law Firm XYZ, and this document is going to be there in a moment. I'm going to see if we have time later. I'm going to show it to you, but for now, let's skip that. Back to our Teams over here. Again, I'm not expecting, hopefully you're not expecting to know in half hour everything that there is to know about Teams, but I want you to start get some tips and tricks of using it a little bit more. So collaborating documents is great, adding notes, everything you put up here is shared between your team. We can add notes using the Notes OneNote app, and we can add some more tabs over here. For example, if you do a lot of polls, if you want to just ask questions and people need to vote on stuff, that's going to be from here. If you use Asana, which is a project management software, I love to use Adobe, for example. So if I want to search for signature or Adobe Sign, I think it's called. Let me fix that. Not here, but I have it on the other team. I think it's a permission thing I spoke about before. If we're going to go to the general team over here, I'm going to be able to add actually a signature Adobe Acrobat sign. So we can combine a few apps over here that make it really, really cool. So back on our teams here, I'm going to go back to the HR, and I can add another tab over here that's going to be a specific Excel document, for example, that I want everybody to have a shortcut for. And here are the SharePoint sites or all the other teams that are created. And I can see any recent documents, and I can have this, I don't want to share with you payroll stuff, but what else? Never mind. If we had an Excel document of, let's say, stuff that HR department need to have access to right away, it's going to always be up here for you guys, and that's really cool. So the teams, another cool thing that you want to know about is you can get a link to the team, so you can share a link or save a link to this team. So every time you open it from your desktop or your web browser, it will come directly to this team over here. But on the channel level, you can you can get an email address, which is another really cool thing. So you're getting an email address, and you can set who can email that. So if anybody that you give permission to will send an email to this address, the email is going to be tagged over here as a new post. For example, well, I cannot show you live examples, but you get the point. Really cool feature that most people don't know about. Where is my list over here? So we created teams, we created a channel, email to the channel, link to channel, and pin message is another thing we want to do over here. So let's say that this is a message that I want to be referring to in the future a lot. I can highlight it, go to the three dots over here, and under more action, sorry, I'm lying. The three dots over here under the post itself, I can pin it. And when you pin something, it will be pinned for everybody. And that means that anybody that's going to go to that HR item over here will see that little pin over here, and you can search for pinned messages down the road, etc. Another cool thing that most people don't know is if you want to just start a quick meeting, you can meet with the people now or schedule a meeting with anybody on that team over here. And just so you know, when you do a video chat from a chat or from the calls, you cannot record and do the transcription service. So you need to have a meeting in order to be able to record and transcribe the content of it, which is really useful. Again, some other settings here, don't be afraid to use them and play with them a little bit, but we cannot cover everything today. Let's move to chats over here. Chats are more of a kind of text messages or real quick discussions that we are talking to people real fast. There's a lot less to remember or to act on from those chats. Let's create a new chat over here, and I'm going to have Lanita, Journey, and Robert being added to that chat. And now I'm going to type in, hey guys, let's chat about this webinar. And now they're just getting a little chat again, kind of like your cell phone is dinging when a group chat comes in. You can click on the icon over here. You can change the picture of it, and you can also rename it. If you want, you can rename the chat itself. There's searches that you can do over here. Of course, you can share your screen and do a lot of stuff from here that makes sense. But also what you can do is add tabs as well to the chats, again, like we did before, important to know. And if you have documents, you can look at the files, etc. over here. Those are not going to be uploaded to a SharePoint site. That's more of like a private thing. So keep in mind, this is not, chats are not supposed to be used for collaboration as much as they're supposed to be used for quick chats over here. So the chats are pretty basic, and let's go over the apps for a second. Because most of our clients are law firms, and I know many of the attendees are here from a law firm, I want to show you a couple of cool things that you might not know. If you add an app over here, if you have the permission to do that, there's a couple of apps that you probably want to know that exist and can work with Teams. Clio is one of them. That is very popular practice management software. We also have LexisNexis, that is obviously an amazing tool to add. And Adobe Sign, let's look at that. I already added that over here. Adobe Sign, I'm going to open it, and I'm going to show you what happens. I can look at our documents, or I can, yeah, let's not do that right now. But I can send documents for signature straight from here. So Microsoft built Teams over here with the intention of us never leaving the area here. Okay, we want us, you have the ability to work on everything you need to know or everything you need to do through the menu over here, including emails. If you want to add your documents, your OneDrive, you can make phone calls if you have any VoIP provider that you signed up with that offer Teams integration. If you have any questions about that, we can help you. It's a very good solution, not 100% mature like a real phone system, but definitely something to explore if you want to minimize the amount of vendors and apps that you use. Another thing is approvals. Approvals are really cool also because there's something that can help if you have processes in your business. I'm going to show you real quick what an approval looks like. And this is an app. You can add it from the app section over here. And approvals are going to be basically a process that you can say, we can look at a template if you want, or create a new one. It's going to be a basic one, and the name is going to be allow access to whatever, evening dinner. You're going to require a response. Yes, that person is going to be Beits. And you can add also another person. Journey will have to approve that as well. And priority, additional information, send to another environment. Let's not worry about right now. But we're going to click on send over here. So now we're going to need to get a request over here that will send to Journey and Beits to approve something that needs to happen. And you can create processes. Again, this is something we can dig a lot into and help our clients, or you guys can watch some videos on how you can use approvals with Microsoft Teams to automate some of your processes. For example, this is a vacation test one that I did. It's a leave request, and when to where, whatever, and it was approved by me when I asked for it. I can download as a PDF, or it's always going to be here, and so on. So apps are cool. Approvals are even more cool, something that I urge you to look at. We talked about the real-time collaboration on Word, Excel, etc. If you want to download a document, for example, a lot of people don't want to work on the web version. So if I'm opening it up on the web version, I can always click on editing and open in desktop, and that's going to open Word automatically on my installed version of my desktop. So You can see that still, Journey is still in this document. We can still collaborate, so it doesn't have to be done just on the web version. Microsoft, if you have the latest version of Microsoft Office 365, you're in good hands over there. Let's see real quick how we share files on chats, for example. Let's say there is a document over here that I want to share with Journey Lonida. By the way, all those chats over here are pinned, and these are recent ones that are not pinned. So if I have a recent one that I want to pin that always stays on the top and doesn't get pushed down, I can go over here and click on pin. Also, just to show you an example of something that we mute, we have a status update chat group. So over here, every time somebody goes out for lunch or whatnot, we update that. We take a break. We just want to let the team know. And we don't need to get that ringing every time. So you can see that little bell over here shows to not make any noise. So we're good. So on a chat or anywhere else where you want to share a document, we can click on the attachment. You can add a plus over here and attach a file from here, schedule a meeting. A lot of cool things over here. Appraisal, approvals again. Praises are cool if you have a team that you want to kind of give people a pat in the back. But another nice thing is if you click on, what is it, Control-Shift-X, or clicking on this icon, one of the two things, now when you type stuff and you hit enter, it will go to a new line as opposed to send the message every time you hit enter. When you're creating a little bit longer message over here, you can do a lot more. You can insert tables. You can do a lot with this, just like as if almost it's like a Word document. But adding that and emojis and all that fun stuff, much easier if you go into the edit section over here, and otherwise you click enter and it sends the message automatically. We have 3 minutes left. I'm going to show you one extra thing over here, which is the SharePoint. No, I'm not going to show you the SharePoint side because it's not as interesting. For those of you who are our clients, PII Protect is our cyber training platform, and there is an app for that on Teams. So if you want to look at anything related to your account or your training, you can see it from here, and you can watch all of your training videos from here as well. Again, really cool feature. And Planner is the last thing that is something I urge you to explore. Again, I don't want to spend too much time on it because we can do a whole webinar on planners over here, but you can see that the tasks over here, you have plans under the planner, and I created a sample one. There's a template, and it created this all for us. And the good thing is that these to-do list items are going to synchronize with the actual to-do, Microsoft To-Do app on your computer, which is a very robust one. All your to-dos from Microsoft Outlook and all your to-dos from Planner, they're all kind of coming in. This is kind of the hub. The To-Do app is the hub. And you can see everything here on the To-Do app or on the Planner. But the Planner is really cool where you want to create a new plan and assign some projects or anything else for your team. Again, Teams is a collaboration platform, and you want to be able to collaborate, obviously. There are other templates online that you can look for, but if we want to do for example, a business plan, and you're going to use this template, we're going to call it business plan, add to my pin, so it's going to show up over here. You can add it to a specific group. Let's not worry about that right now. And when you create that plan, hopefully it's going to be done quick. There you go. So this is a predefined template that shows us some things that you need to do. Imagine this is something that is geared towards you. We can look at the board view. We can look at the schedule, kind of like a Gantt chart. We can look at what needs to happen before what. And again, like a project management type of environment, you can view it in multiple places, in multiple views. You can assign it over here to, I'm going to assign this one to Journey, and I'm going to add him to the group because he's not there. And now, come on, you can do it. We can share from up here that this whole thing, this whole plan with somebody. And I'm going to assign it to journey, start date, due date, what bucket it's under. Buckets, by the way, just another view. We can view by bucket or who is it assigned to, and progress, due date, labels. You can put labels to tag some tasks over here for the specific departments, priorities, of course. So Planner is one of the most comprehensive add-on that you guys will potentially want to explore if you care about squeezing juice out of Teams or Planner in general. We can talk for probably 3 more hours, but I wanted to give you a little tease and some tips of what you might not be using right now. If you learned anything new, great. If you didn't, maybe the next webinar will be digging into in deeper levels. But stick to our events page on our website. If you need anything, if you have any feedback, please reach out. Thanks for joining and have a wonderful day, everyone.